Bro, pause, man. Look how powerful that was. That's a bar. He's a kid. He looks in a newspaper. He sees someone his color who looks like him. He said, "You know what? Forget these newspapers, bro.
Yep.
I'm going straight up there and do what he doing." Bro, don't stop working and grinding your tail off, because what you gonna accomplish is gonna bless a child, bro. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction.
Yes.
Super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell, because we're on the road to 100K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
A monument is an ideal. Memorial is a memorial of something that really happened in life. Could have been the first black guy in space. Is that my fate, that I'll be remembered for that? For something that I didn't do. Think about that one. How the hell you get famous for something you didn't do?
The next president of the United States.
I don't know, y'all.
Interesting storyline.
Yes. I wonder where he's from, because his appearance, his humor, is giving me South.
It is too, yeah.
Or New York. But I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna take it.
It's giving me rice dressing and barbecue.
Yes, it is. He looks Creole to me.
Something like that. Yeah.
Let's see.
Will rest burdens heavier than have rested on the shoulders of any president since the time of Lincoln.
In the 60s, there was a lot of tension, incredible amount of tension. In 1959, the first 7 astronauts were appointed by Eisenhower. 7 guys that had become immortal by proclamation only. The way the story goes, the Kennedy White House said, "We satisfy our black community by making a black astronaut." 1 black guy on a Wheaties box. Okay, but how do you make an astronaut? I was born in Kansas City in 1933.
That's close enough.
I wanted to be an artist. My dad said, no. You're going to go to engineering school. You're going to be an engineer. All the pilots, the good pilots, the aces, they all grew up on farms. Every one of them. We lived on a farm, and Fairfax Airport was within walking distance. I didn't know where these airplanes had been when they came and landed, and I didn't know where the hell they were going when they took off. But it had to be exciting. And I did get the flying bug. I was down here every day. I became their mascot. I'd hang out in maintenance shacks, and I'd hand the guys the tools. And after a while, I said, "Why don't you just take me up?" Immediately, when you can see past the horizon, you say, "Oh my God." All of a sudden, your world expands to this bigger and bigger and bigger space. That whole expanse of stuff, you get even more curious about it. You know, where were we here? And
Yeah,
I got a quick
joke.
Y'all know we joke over here.
Uh-oh.
Life is hard enough.
Uh-huh.
And don't get into all y'all little political things. But y'all always be teasing us about not being abroad yet, but we changing that this year. But have you been to space? No. So you're one of us.
Wait a minute, don't you do it.
What? That's
Whoa,
the truth.
That is the truth. Okay, so what I was going to say, because, you know, we're like-minded individuals.
And don't no real astronaut come up here and talk about what I have. Don't do that.
Hang around like-minded individuals, because we're thinking the same thing. She just went up with it. You know, going out of space or going, you know, above the clouds and being able to see in the airplane and being able to see different, and knowing that you want to be involving two more because there's obviously more space. It's just like living abroad, but some people don't get that chance because they are stuck in their own space. Yeah. So get outside your own space and see different, so you can see more in life and want to explore more. That's it. That's all.
Yes. That's like that can relate to anybody. You know,
that can
like
relate
if
to your joke.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. But like if a person don't leave their states, if a person don't leave their country, their continent, the world.
The world? Out of space.
Not the world. Earth.
Out of space. Out of space. That's what you
go out of space. Go out of space. Whatever. Y'all understand.
What part do we play, and what, if anything, can we do about it?
Now that's crazy. Look.
I was probably 18. And I had a paper out for the white newspaper, and I had a paper out for the black newspaper. On the front page of my black newspaper was a black jet pilot standing on the wing of an F-86 Sabre jet. My world about exploded. Oh my God.
Wow.
They're letting black folks fly airplanes.
Oh, that was
I almost stopped throwing papers that minute. I went straight to the Air Force recruiting office.
Bro, pause. Man, look how powerful that was. That's a bar. He's a kid. He looks in a newspaper. He sees someone his color who looks like him. He said, you know what? Forget these newspapers, bro.
Yep.
I'm going straight up there and do what he doing. Bro, don't stop working and grinding your tail off, because what you going to accomplish is going to bless a child, bro. It's like,
it was
needed.
Gonna
bless him.
And that is why a lot of times people abroad, well, I'm not going to say everybody, especially not the people who's a part of our channel, but people abroad don't understand the racial tensions in the United States. We are a minority here, but we are a significant minority. Not saying that nobody else is. I'm just saying that it's important for our children to see us in these spaces so that they can know that they can do that and above.
Woo! Man.
That's very important.
When boss said I dropped that newspaper and I hit it straight up there, boss said a black man on top of an aircraft. Wait, me next.
By the time I got to be upper class, I got all these stripes on my arm. I had my own office. I was an officer all the way through the whole thing. And lo and behold, I get this letter, all the Pentagon trapping, all this stuff on it, direction of the president, opportunity to be an astronaut. So I took it to my boss, and he said, tear it up. You don't want any part of that, man. They're gonna make hamburger out of you down there, buddy. Ed, stick with us. You got a career. You're gonna be a general. You have a family here. So leave it alone.
You can't tell people your dreams, your goals, if they don't have the capacity to believe it for you. Don't do that. Don't do that. That just made me so angry. That took out my motivational side.
Man, people go through that too. That's
for
crazy.
real.
That's crazy.
But my curiosity overwhelmed me.
That's it.
So I secretly sent this, all my information in. And within days, not weeks, months, years, I got an assignment to go to Edwards Air Force Base for me to enter experimental test pilot school. That was a Kennedy boy. That's the term they use, a Kennedy boy. I knew full well when I got on the base that it wasn't going to be a cakewalk. It seems like every street at Edwards Air Force Base is named after a dead test pilot.
Oh, no.
Every time I strap that airplane on my behind, I don't know when I'm coming back. And on top of that, I was told Chuck Yeager, the guy that was running the whole damn school, had called the students and the instructor staff into the auditorium and said, here's our plan. Don't talk to him. Don't socialize with him. Don't drink with him. Don't invite him to your parties. Just ignore him like he doesn't exist.
Bro, imagine being on a job and your boss is saying that about you among the crew. And then you going through all this hate and turmoil because you think something wrong with you, and and the whole time it's a word of mouth that's going around. You're like, yo, we just not gonna cook you today, bro.
Yep.
And tomorrow.
And this was in the what? The 60s. Did he say something about the date? I'm not sure. But being children of people of this time, that's why we are the way we are. We're so independent. We want our own things. We don't we do above and beyond the average person because of the history of things like this.
This man going to a job, regardless how hard he works and trying to move up, look at the amount of stuff he had to go through just to get there, because the big dog at the top told everybody at the bottom to give him hell.
He ain't gonna make it.
He ain't gonna make it. Cut his water short.
And in 6 months, he'll be gone, because that'll psychologically break him. He'll quit. And so they set about doing that. That's Chuck Yeager. My dad had issues in his work world. Whether you're a baseball star like he was or whatever you did, I mean, you still suffer the ravages of prejudice.
Yep.
And they would go on these rants. All white men are the worst people in the world, and they'll stab you in the back. But my mother had the last word. Don't pay any attention to what your dad said. All people are equal. And those are the last words I heard every day until I was 18 years old. You can teach your brain to help you, or you can teach your brain to destroy you. And your brain will react to what it's been told.
Ooh.
Bruh, this guy here, bro.
Ooh, y'all heard that?
He got the wisdom, man.
Ooh, I love listening to older people.
Yeah, your body isn't your body is not in position to destroy you until you give it permission to. Yeah. And until you start putting stuff in your body that does that. Until you start reading and looking at stuff that's mentally destroying you.
Yeah, until you start listening to people.
Until you start listening to folk, bro. They get this man 6 months.
Every day of my life, my mother told me how much she loved me and how I could do anything in the universe. I don't care what it was, you have the ability to do that as long as you're prepared for it. That removed any other force coming into my space plane. But if I had all this other trash running around in my head, I wouldn't be able to do any of that kind of stuff. They were announcing things to go into the second phase of it. And of course, that next level moved you on to NASA, which was the third thing. Just graduated from test pilot school, and we're all vying for a spot. So, guess who's not quitting? Captain Ed Dwight.
29-year-old Negro says he's anxious to go into space. He's Captain Edward Dwight of the Air Force, selected to be an astronaut, the first of his race to be so designated. Captain Dwight and his family got the news at their home at Edwards Air Force Base in California.
And of course, that was hot news. I mean, really, really hot news.
It's big.
Place was packed. The press came out from D.C. Like cameras were everywhere. Had all these photographers on me, and they had one to cover all the rest of them. Immediately, I was getting 1,500 fan mails a day, and I was on the cover of all these magazines around the world. See, I was being handled out of the White House.
Man, oh my God, if he made it this far, what happened?
I know, I'm like on the edge of my seat, like.
Oh my God. This
Where did the ball drop?
I never heard nothing about this man in school.
Never.
Nothing.
So everywhere I went, I was bombarded with it. So there was a lot of unhappy people about this. There's a black guy that can do this. Oh God, you gotta be kidding. Kennedy boy. All that nonsense. Couldn't give it a parking space in my brain. We were in bioastronautics training at Brooks. They were trying to figure out how far they could take a person and break them. I mean, they did everything they could possibly do. They'd stick needles in your head and then introduce these waves. Centrifuge training. A lot of guys couldn't handle that.
Wait, stick a needle in your head? They still do that?
Yeah, not to
they didn't need to because they was the first. So
ain't that the stuff when they do all them sticky things on you and they start?
He said a needle in your head
before the sticky things.
Yeah,
there was needle in your head space. Lord, I thought COVID was bad.
Oh my God,
them boy putting needles in your brain.
I mean, they take up to 15 G's.
I remember that.
Of course, your tear ducts close and the tears creep over to here, and they're like bullets. When they hit your ears, that thing is so fast. God, I just ate that up. I really enjoyed it. It was just absolutely fabulous. The happy ending of this thing
5, 4, 3,
was being going into space.
1, 0.
I'd like to introduce the new group of 14 astronauts that we've been in the process of selecting for about the last 4 months.
Was there a Negro boy in the last 30 or so that you brought here?
You heard it, right? Y'all be thinking we playing. We've been saying for the longest, before we were African Americans, that's what we were called.
Yeah.
The Negro boy. He ain't got a name? Shoot. Let me rewind that.
For consideration.
Go, baby.
No, there was not.
Was there a Negro boy in the last 30 or so that you brought here for consideration?
No, there was not.
They were announcing a new group of astronauts.
Ooh.
And I wasn't in that group. A month or so later, Kennedy's been assassinated.
Are you now, in fact, completely out of the astronaut program?
Why aren't you an astronaut? Do you feel that what's happened to you is a setback for civil rights opportunities?
I would rather not comment on that.
I resigned in '66, loaded my Volkswagen to the brim, and drove off the base. God, I don't want to get emotional. I mean, that was tough. Next question. If I had just receded into nothingness, it would have been all well and good with everybody else, because that's how things are supposed to happen. I would have loved going into space, had this thing all worked out that way. That choice was snatched away from me, so why bother about it, I have to attribute that to some kind of fate. Well, maybe there's some more work for me to do. Maybe my fate was I had to bring the African American story to the public venue. And so I started building things, making things. 129.
That's hard.
Snatched.
That's so hard. I wasn't expecting that to be the reason.
Yeah.
I really was not expecting that to be the reason. I wish they taught this in school.
Yeah, they couldn't break them.
Don't just teach us the first black man to go into space. Teach us the first black person who had the chance, who got it snatched from him for no reason.
Because they couldn't break them.
I've completed 129 memorials since I've done this, and over 18,000 gallery pieces.
See, sometimes God will put you in position, though, like, I know it's crazy for him because he really was putting his all into it. He really wanted to make history. But his fire was really put there to become a sculpture. And now he has impacted me, obviously, museums all over the world.
Yeah, I would love to see his art in person.
And he never stopped because of that one time and that one thing that he went through. You know what I'm saying? So
in the interview, you can see how it hurt him.
Yeah, he's broken by it.
Like, he's still hurt in his older age.
That's why he going so hard with the sculptures. For real. Yeah, he would have been successful with that astronaut stuff, bro. That's fire too. Look at that.
Look at that.
A monument is an ideal, but a memorial is a memorial of something that really happened in life. How do you go from slavery to freedom and accomplishment? What happened? Harriet Tubman, George Washington Carver, Rosa Parks, Sojourner Truth, Dr. King, B.B. King, Dizzy Gillespie, Miles Davis, step by step by step by step. A guy on Bluford. First African-American man in space.
He ain't had nothing to say about him. So I was going to say something about him.
Oh, so you crazy.
Well, at least he walks so the man can run.
Bro, and he was an inspiration to the next brother.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how that works.
The man probably saw him on the news and
said
stuff.
the same thing.
And just like he saw the first airplane, what he saw? The man in the
newspaper. Yeah. He dropped his newspaper. Dude probably dropped his hammer and said, I'm going to become what my man's trying to accomplish. I'm going to do it too.
I hope they met in life.
That's a good question. Drop that in the comment section, y'all. I hope y'all was inspired by this video. I was, because no matter how much people may try to break you, though you do not accomplish that one thing you're after, there's something big on the other side. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you would like to support the channel that way, as well as our join feature to become a VIP member of the channel. Send in your reaction request through our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.